Hello and welcome. We are diving right into an explainer all about our environment today. Specifically, we're looking at a simple guide to air pollution and climate change. I'll be your expert guide through this, and joining me to help break this all down is my wonderful co-host.
Hi, everyone. I am really excited to be here. I've got a lot of questions about this topic, and I am definitely ready to learn.
So let's just start right at the beginning. I have always wondered, why do we need to focus so heavily on air pollution if our main goal is actually to combat climate change? How exactly are those two things connected? Well, to answer that, we really have to look at something called emissions. Emissions are basically the harmful gases that get released into the air by things like vehicles and factories. Just picture a major city during rush hour. You have all that exhaust pouring out of thousands of cars, trucks, and buses. All of those gases float up into the sky and they act like a giant invisible blanket. That blanket traps heat, and it is that trapped heat that directly drives climate change. Now, when we actively work to reduce those emissions, the benefits for people are actually immediate. The air becomes noticeably cleaner. It is much fresher to breathe, and because of that cleaner air, we see a massive drop in respiratory diseases. Ultimately, reducing pollution just gives communities a much healthier, much better quality of life. Okay, I understand that. Reducing air pollution makes humans much healthier. But what about animals? What about plants? How does cleaner air help nature?
That brings us to ecosystems. An ecosystem is simply a biological community. It is where plants, animals, and their physical environments all interact with each other. When we clear the air of toxic smoke, we're giving these fragile, interconnected ecosystems a chance to finally breathe. It gives them the time they need to recover and naturally heal themselves.
And that really illustrates the bigger picture here. By lowering pollution locally, we instantly get cleaner, more livable cities. But the ripple effect of that is global. Fixing the air in our own neighborhoods is a direct way to slow down climate change for the whole planet. Okay, I definitely see why cleaner air is amazing for people and amazing for nature. But I am a little worried about something else. Won't reducing pollution hurt businesses? Won't it hurt the economy? Like, if factories have to just stop working to clean the air, won't people lose their jobs? You know, that is a very real, very valid concern. It really comes down to a tough trade-off. On one hand, we have the environmental benefits, right? We get cleaner air and a healthy nature. But on the other hand, we do face real economic challenges. To stop pollution, factories often have to cut back their production, and that means fewer products being made and lost profits in the short term. Just think about what happens when the government steps in with strict environmental regulations. To follow these new green rules, factories just can't keep using their old dirty machines. They have to buy brand new, clean equipment. That dramatically increases their operating costs. And operating costs are simply the daily money required just to keep the lights on and keep the business running. So making this green transition puts huge pressure on local industries. They're suddenly hit with the massive expense of upgrading all their equipment. And while they are renovating, they have to reduce how much they produce. Plus, even after the upgrades are finished, their day-to-day operating costs often remain higher than before. Wow, that sounds really difficult for a factory owner. So I just have to ask, how can we possibly balance the economy and environmental protection? How do we save the Earth without just destroying our local businesses and jobs? Well, the most effective path forward relies heavily on government intervention, more specifically, financial support. Governments can step in and provide the essential money and technology needed to help these businesses transition. This support ensures that companies don't go bankrupt while they are trying to clean up their act. Here is how that support actually works in the real world. The government provides the funding to help buy those expensive, clean machines. They also offer technological assistance. That basically means teaching the factories how to actually use this new green technology. This creates what we call balanced business performance. Companies manage to cut their pollution, obey the law, and still turn a profit. Okay, I think I am starting to really understand now. It is all about accepting a difficult time right now in order to get a better future later. We are trading short-term pressures, like those expensive upgrading costs for factories, for massive long-term benefits, like healthier people and a thriving planet.
Exactly. You've completely hit the nail on the head. It is a necessary trade-off. We have to accept some temporary struggles today so we can achieve lasting global rewards tomorrow.
When we look at those ultimate goals, the journey is just incredibly worthwhile. We secure better public health so everyone, everywhere can breathe easier. We actively protect our natural environments. And, most importantly, we achieve sustainable development. That means we allow our cities and our economies to grow and thrive without destroying the Earth in the process. Well, we have covered quite a lot of ground in this explainer today. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to really consider. Are we willing to face these short-term economic challenges today to guarantee a sustainable, healthy world tomorrow? The choice is entirely in our hands. Thank you so much for learning with us today.